Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian taking a look at Bitcoin, and this is going to be just general market commentary. There's not much of a change in the market structure at this time with Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's North American East Coast time. It's 1 p.m. Monday, and like I said, Bitcoin's at about 16,000, and RSI is pretty weak here, guys. Taking a look at the RSI, RSI currently is about, and this is on the 2 hour. Let's go to the daily. All right, daily RSI is 27, so daily RSI is pretty weak. 4 hour is weak at 24, and the 1 hour is also weak at 33. So when we take a look at the stochastics, we can still see that the 4 hour is negative, and so we're going to have to see a lot of short-term buying in this area and preventing a drop here to see if we can turn things around. If not, probably would be going lower. Now, taking a look at the price points here, let's go to the 4 hour here. There we go. Taking a look at structure and price points, we can see we're negative on the 4 hour, and I just mentioned that on stochastics. Now, we're here at this lower boundary fighting for support on this bear flag. Now, if we do find support here, it's possible if Bitcoin puts up a fight here, we could have a short-term bounce, but we still have resistance above us at 16,300. We need to get above that, and we actually need to break out to the upside to change the scenario, and that's going to be 16,700. Bitcoin needs to get above 16,700 and actually regain 17,000, which would be this resistance up here. So not sure if that's going to happen. If that does not happen, then there's more risk to the downside. And I've said this in previous videos, more downside risk to occur. However, it's a new week. Today's Monday. We do see sometimes reversals on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or should I not reversals, but should I say like bounces, right? So we could get a bounce to the upside later this week. But if this week stays flat and we keep fighting in this area, we could just continue to the downside, right? These bear flags have a tendency, statistically, they do continue to the downside, and especially in this type of environment with fear being at an all-time high because of FTX and everything else. It's very, very possible we could be going lower. So keep that in mind. The price points to look for if we do not hold this support where we are now, if we go below, let's say if we break below 15,800, we could then briefly probably try to bounce at about 15,600 here, and if that could that could show a bounce here, but then if we don't get back into the bear flag, we'll be rejected and continue down. So downside risk below 15,600, below 15,700. If we don't hold that this week, then we could be seeing as low as 13,800 or 900. That's where the next support is. And pretty much that would bring the market down as well. The altcoins most likely will outperform Bitcoin to the downside as well. You can see Bitcoin is currently down 1.92% for the day, and altcoins are outperforming to the downside as well. And that's part of the risk that you take when you are buying altcoins, right? They outperform to the upside, but they also outperform to the downside. So being in stablecoin or Bitcoin when everything's going down or correcting is probably safer than altcoins, right? Now, if you're a long-term investor, dollar cost averaging, none of this really matters to you, right? You're looking forward to probably next year, Q1, Q2 of next year. That being said, Ethereum is pretty much doing the same thing. Let me see. Ethereum currently at 1,098, and you can see Ethereum also I marked up. Whoops. Let me change this here. Sorry about that. My marker's not. My marker's acting up a little bit. There we go. So let me move this up a little bit, and we can take a look at some price points here on Ethereum. Ethereum was at support. Now it is breaking support. Support was 1108. We're below that. So the next price point is 1073, and if that doesn't hold, then we can go down to 1000 or 950. 1950 is really where the support is for Ethereum, and I've said this in previous videos as well. Now I do have a bear flag marked out for Ethereum, which it's not really a bear flag. We don't have the amount of touches to the downside that we really need. It's just a rejection from upper support line, but you can see a general likeness to Bitcoin price action, right? A little bit stronger than Bitcoin, but and Bitcoin has a technical bear flag developed. But that being said, it's really irrelevant. If Bitcoin continues down, then Ethereum will also continue to the downside, and altcoins will correct to the downside as well. So as far as short-term trading, shorting is your friend at this point. Although the market's beat down, and even shorting is pretty risky at this point. Shorting for a drop on Bitcoin or the market would be pretty risky right now, just because we've been struggling, and the bulls are fighting the bears, and it's really and we're already 5-6% down on altcoins as well. So it's really going to be difficult to short or go long in these areas. We just need to see the market determine where it wants to go, and the market really needs to make up its mind. It could resolve Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, and we could have a push to the upside, or we could just stay weak and continue to, go down, or just stay stagnant or flat. And Bitcoin dominance is up a little bit. Bitcoin dominance is reaching an area where it's previously had rejection. So, the altcoins may take over at the end of this week or next week and show in greater gains than Bitcoin. But right now, things are pulling back. Things are continuing to bleed down. Part of that is FTX, the residual from FTX. The hacker from FTX is still out there moving his coins around, or the funds around, buying Ethereum, selling Ethereum. And so the amount of money that the FTX hacker has that he can buy and sell on the market, coins on the market, is making everyone nervous. And also the Grayscale Trust, BTC Trust. Also, there's rumor about Grayscale possibly dumping on the market its bitcoins, but I don't see evidence of that right now. There's no real evidence of that at this point in time. And even Coinbase came out and gave them a letter, according to Crypto Banter, gave them a letter and said that, uh, you know, showed a letter saying that Coinbase is in custody of the GPT Grayscale Trust Bitcoin. So that being said, I don't think it's a non-issue right now. I don't think that's the issue. I think there's just a lot of fear and lack of purchasing at this price point, right? Um, Now, Bitcoin doesn't have to go down, but there is risk of it going down, right? I mean, Bitcoin could just sit here at these levels and just kind of do this, and have very little range, suppress price action, and just be real flat and boring, right? So we just really don't know. We're close to the end of the year. I do believe things will turn around at the beginning of next year. I've said this before. Q1, Q2 of 2023, I think, is going to be much better than where we are now. I think we are most likely very close to the bottom, as far as the cycle goes, the sell-off goes. And we've been doing this for more than a year. And that's just kind of the way these things go, right? Patience pays. The market pays those who are patient, right? Those who are patient, those who are intelligent with dollar cost averaging, they do well. Short-term traders, if you're not experienced, you're probably not doing well, and it's probably not something that you want to try. Again, not financial advice. That being said, we're just waiting to see how this bear flag pattern um, plays out, and we'll look forward to later in the week. We'll take a look and see what happens tomorrow, Wednesday, and see if the price action will resolve itself. If the bears cannot push Bitcoin much lower, then most likely later in the week, or maybe even on the weekend on low volume, we may have a bounce. And sometimes that does happen on the weekends, where the bears, the larger bears during the week, are not in the market over the weekend, and so that gives the chance to the opportunity to the bulls to push the price a little bit higher. So that being said, probably would sell off next Monday or Sunday. So be careful with that. Um, that being said, it's just a basic market update. Not much to say. Still risk to the downside, and still dealing with this bear flag. And the market is suppressed because of it. Once Bitcoin does make a decision, the market will then react accordingly and follow Bitcoin accordingly. And then after that move, we should see some type of resolution or bounce. Okay? Thank you, friends, for watching. Please click like, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.